From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
Welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth here at my bar, of course, at Tommy Max. And it's Game Changers time with my good friend, Major Harding, who's back from an awesome trip. Brought to our good friends at Hot Spring Spa. It's great to have them on board. This time around, we're talking a little manufacturing, which, you know, as a bartender, I know all about manufacturing. Of course I do, but we're going to learn something today, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's welcome in the panel. Terry Iverson is up first for Champions Now. Hi, Terry.
Nice
How
to
are
meet you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So manufacturing background, and now you write books about manufacturing. And
Careers for young people
careers for young people.
in manufacturing.
Okay, how long were you in manufacturing for?
45 years. My family business, 94 years.
Okay,
In Chicago.
in Chicago. So you grew up in the industry, so to speak.
I did. My parents split up when I was about 6, and so
Okay.
I was relocated in Jacksonville. And so I've been going between Jacksonville and Chicago my whole life.
Wow, and I know you said in one of your books, the current principal of Wheeling High School, where I went to high school, is quoted in the book. What a small world.
He is.
That is so cool. You're my second Chicagoan today that had a connection to Chicago. It's always great. 2 degrees of separation. Great to have you on the show.
Thank
for
you.
sure. Major Harding, how are you, bud?
I'm good, Tom.
How
How are
was
you?
Costa Rica?
It was amazing.
You guys did some incredible work down there. Congratulations.
We did. We fed the homeless, fed the children, brought a team from Client Focused Media down there to do some filming and
Cool.
and stuff. So we got some really cool video, but we helped a lot of people.
That is
You can't go
fantastic.
into this place and not have your heart pricked.
Absolutely.
It's pretty special.
Doing the Lord's work, man. It's awesome. Well, great to have you back.
Good to be back.
Absolutely. Carolyn McClure from Loeb out of
Meet you.
Chicago as well.
Chicago
Hey,
as
Carolyn.
well, but we're from 1880, so I haven't beat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
fifth family generation. So
And
we
you're from South Africa, you said?
Zimbabwe to South Africa. So
Okay.
rugby's better than American football.
Is it?
Clearly.
Okay, union or league?
Sorry, all of it.
Rugby, union or league, all of
All
it?
of it, yeah. But I actually did watch the Jaguars play the Patriots in London this last
Oh,
year.
you did?
I
Okay.
did. So you're kind of winning me over a little bit.
All right. Are you based in Jacksonville now? or-
St. Augustine, Jacksonville, correct.
Okay, cool.
So I handle the state of Florida for Loeb. We do auctions, appraisals, and then loans and lines of credit against machinery and equipment.
Machinery equipment.
Yep.
So you're on the finance side.
Correct.
You must
26
be pretty
years.
smart, as they say
Try.
in Boston.
Try.
right?
Just
You're good
move
with
the
numbers.
numbers. Yeah. The math ain't math in half the time, but that's okay.
Now, have you been in manufacturing a long time or
No.
more just finance?
Yeah, finance,
What'd you
26
do
years.
before the manufacturing gig?
Supply chain finance, receivables, inventory, everything alternative lending. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, asset-based lending,
Correct.
right?
Absolutely.
What do they call fractioning? You do that too?
Factoring, yes. So that's
Factoring,
against the
sorry, when I say
receivables.
fractioning,
Yep.
yeah. See, I told you I was bartending.
See, you know.
Factoring,
Yep,
yeah.
against
Okay.
AR. So we also bring in alternative lenders with us when
Okay.
we're giving loans and lines of credit.
Yeah.
So somebody on the real estate, somebody on the inventory,
Yeah.
AR. So hedge
Okay,
together.
so we got manufacturers here on the show. What would you say to people watching the show? Maybe young people that are saying, "Hey, I don't know anything about manufacturing," or what would they get into? What would you say to them, Terry?
Well, manufacturing careers are not even on the radar for most young people. They think everything went to China, there's no manufacturing in this country.
Okay.
And it's not true. I mean, a lot of it has gone to China, but a good friend of mine, Harry Mosier, started an initiative called reshoring.
Okay.
So a lot of the offshoring that went to China is coming back. Harry got me involved talking to young people back in the 90s, and as a result, you know, the problem just keeps getting worse because we've kind of lost a generation or two of manufacturing people, you know, going into those careers.
But manufacturing's always gonna be here, right? Evolving, right? We need it.
Yeah,
Without it, we
we're
can't
short. We're short somewhere between 800,000 and 3 million, depending what years you're talking about.
Okay.
Going forward,
Right.
in terms of skilled workforce, it's
No kidding.
It's getting really contentious as far as if we don't do something, we're going to be in a lot of trouble.
How early can you start? High school, I know, because Wheeling has their shop.
High school, you know, a lot of in the 80s when I first started in 1980 in the industry, a lot of the apprenticeships and the programs in school were closing during the recession. And now a lot of the high schools are getting back into it. But middle school is, I try to expose a lot of the young people to the concepts of manufacturing in middle school now.
Wow.
We do a camp, we do an interactive
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
Good.
And we use high school kids to mentor the middle school kids.
Right.
So.
Cool.
How about you, Carolyn? What would you say? I know, people in finance, but why manufacturing?
It's definitely made in America. You
Yeah.
know, we have to bring the jobs home, and we have to put the workforce back
Yep.
So, absolutely.
How do you like St. Augustine?
Love it.
It's great
I
down
love
there. isn't it?
Florida,
I
yeah,
love that little
absolutely.
city. A lot going
Beautiful.
on. A lot of action down there. With your former being a contract, you probably dealt with a little manufacturing, wouldn't you, from time to time?
Oh, yeah, a lot of it over the years,
Yeah.
dealing with heavy equipment and
Right.
fabrications of specialty items, and you don't think of the handrails and guardrails and stuff. All that's got to be
Right.
fabricated and manufactured. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Terry, tell us about the books, man. Tell us, you got 2 right here.
Well, the first book was Finding America's Greatest Champion.
Okay.
That was written during the Me Too movement, actually.
Okay.
And so I speak up for the female gender, that there's not enough women in our industry. And
Okay. Cool.
so, America's Greatest Champion is manufacturing, but it's also women in the workforce, and it's also our youth as well.
Yep.
And then the second book is a 2-sided book.
Yep.
That was in 2023. And the
Yes.
first side is for the parents, and the second side is for the students.
Is that right? Oh,
So you just basically flip it over,
There you go.
and the text is 180 degrees apart.
Okay.
It's designed for the parents and the students to actually meet in the middle and talk about manufacturing.
Right. It's
Awesome
all
concept,
education, right?
yeah.
Just getting them to know.
Yep.
Because they don't know about it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think growing up in Chicago I ever thought about manufacturing. You know what I'm saying? It just was never
Yeah.
presented to me. I just would
Yeah.
never have an idea.
Actually, Chicago's has been a mecca
The
of
mecca of
manufacturing.
it.
It
Yeah,
is. And
yeah.
Wheeling especially, they have
It's incredible.
a huge industrial base in Wheeling.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember that, but it's grown tremendously. I mean,
It
they
has.
keep doing it.
It
A
has.
great job. All right, so biggest game changer in sports today. I mean, you love rugby, so do we have a favorite team?
South Africa won the World Cup.
They did?
Yes,
Okay.
we did. And there's a lot of South Africans actually in Jacksonville. So we all were
Really?
at Lynch's Irish pub, maybe
Okay.
about 120 of us.
No
And
kidding.
2 Irishmen. That's
Okay. Are there any of them on the Axeman team at all? Do you know the local?
I'm not familiar.
Not
no.
familiar with
Yeah,
that team?
I met a couple
Yeah.
of the local kids, but I'm not familiar.
Very cool. All right, how about you? You got a new one? Who you got? Who's going to win MVP of the Super Bowl this Sunday? Who do you think?
Jalen Hurts.
Saquon?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
That's
He could. I think he's
I
got to
think
run a lot to get it done. I
yeah.
really do.
Well, I think we need. I'd like to see Philadelphia win. Just
Okay.
just pulling for them.
Yeah.
But Jaguars. Here we go again.
Yeah.
New coach.
Brand new guys. Nope, they don't
Baselli's
get going.
huge plus.
He
Having him
is,
in
but he's a
front.
first timer too. Like I
Yeah.
hope they get some senior guys in there that have been around the block and kind of know how to
No, I agree.
do it.
But
I think he's great for PR.
Yeah.
I mean, who else would you have as your EVP but Tony Baselli?
got the gold jacket.
But you got to get somebody that's got some veteran, experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think. How about you? You got a game changer in sports as we end the segment?
Well, I think if you're talking about the Super Bowl, Barkley just amazes me.
Yeah.
When the game against the Jags where he hurdles someone in
Backwards, yeah,
backwards.
adverse, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's a play like of all time
Yeah.
that you'll never forget.
Yep.
But I think Barkley's going to be a game changer in the Super Bowl.
He is. He reminds me of Freddie Taylor a lot.
Had that extra gear.
Oh,
I mean, he
forget
gets
about it.
hits the hole or hits
Gone.
the corner.
Gone. You can't
Yep.
catch him.
Yep.
He's unbelievable. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Keep up the
Thank
great
you.
work. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Hey, you can check out Terry and Carolyn's profile. You'll see Major Harding there as well. You see this conversation and thousands of others. Just go to the dailynewsnetwork.com, dailynewsnetwork.com website, and you'll see it all there. Until next time, stay safe out there and be cool. And hey, you young kids, get into some manufacturing, man. It's
Hey.
a great
Come on.
path for you out there to have a great career. So until next time, stay safe and be cool. We'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.